With me today is going to be Patrick. Welcome back to the show, my friend. What do you want to say?
I'm good. Good. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. First of all, big up to all the Arsenal fans. I see you're all living in Coco Land as always. But you know what? We're enjoying watching this. We're clipping you. We're clipping the tweets. We're all happy. Um, Terry, to be honest with you, this game is from the beginning when it started off. I remember even before the Gundogan goal, I wrote a message in the WhatsApp group we have for Man City fans and say, guys, this midfield of the setup for Newcastle looks a bit scary. And as always, every fan we've got fans as Man City with your chest out and say, "Shut up, don't be negative. We got this. We're gonna just go through." I think it was disappointing. If we're being honest, and if I'm being honest, it was very disappointing because it looked like the other team wanted it more than us. But what also disappointed me was the whole four backs tucking into midfield wasn't working. It worked for West Ham, it worked for Bournemouth, but it wasn't working for this particular game. And as you remember, Terry, I don't know if it was here when I came and said after we beat West Ham, it's not as a challenge for me. I said in a lot of channels that wasn't a challenge. Bournemouth wasn't a challenge. I'm looking for a team that's going to challenge us, and I was like, I think Newcastle might be the team that challenges us. But today, if we're being honest, I think we're a bit rubbish in the first half, and sometimes it looked like there was no desire until Haaland scored, and he looked like he started going. He was pumped up to bring the team back. But overall, I think maybe Eddie Howe got the tactics better than Pep, and he outclassed Pep in the first half. That's what I can say about that game, to be honest.
Yeah, listen, I think it's very fair of you to say it's disappointing because I agree. I think it should feel disappointing, I believe, for a City fan today because although you're away and Newcastle have become a good team, in every position you've got better players, your manager's better, you've got a stronger bench. So to concede 3 goals and of course rely on your star players to have individual moments of brilliance to come back for a team of your standards, that is disappointing. But of course, it shows the quality of the Premier League, how hard it is to win games here, and the level that you need to be at every single minute of every single game to be able to basically stay in this league and to be to stay in the league from a relegation point of view or to challenge for league titles. You see Man United have no work rate in their opening 2 games and get destroyed. You saw Chelsea this afternoon. They run 10 kilometers less than Leeds and Leeds battered them 3-0. And I think that plays a part. And that's why Newcastle was so good today. They almost caught you off guard with how much they run, how much
Yeah,
they
they did, yeah.
press, and then how they got back into shape when you got the ball. They were so hard to play against for yourselves today. So I get the disappointment, but of course, praise in there for Newcastle. I wanted to ask you about Haaland because there's still a lot of people calling him a tap-in merchant. There's a lot of people saying that his link-up play isn't good enough. He doesn't offer enough to the team. What's your take on him as a striker 3 games into his Premier League life?
What I can say is, Terry, when all of us, majority of us, when we were kids, and you see that the other kid has got a new toy, or maybe you get a PlayStation 1, why it's out of fashion, and your friend got a PlayStation 3. There was always that friend who was bitter. He's like, I don't care. We're still playing the same games. It's still a video game to me. What I've noticed is for most rival fans, especially Chelsea fans, which I'm shocked by, I think because he was about to go to Chelsea and then they got Lukaku. I've noticed Chelsea fans are trying their utmost best to make sure that they drag Haaland down to the level of Lukaku, who, after spending 115 million, they sent him back to Inter for 100. Chelsea fans, Man City is not Chelsea. How many number nines have died at Chelsea? Higuain, Pato. Let's not forget Morata. The list can go on. So don't compare to that. But what I've seen with Haaland in the past few games is he said after his interviews all the time that I want to improve a lot. If you look at the West Ham game, yes, he was having runs in behind, but he didn't touch the ball multiple times. In the second game, he had about 9 touches but got an assist, and people were laughing at him saying, "Oh, this guy is going to struggle." This game, he was already dropping down, doing interplay, linking up with players. And to be honest with you, if today he didn't miss those other two, I'm pretty sure everybody in the comments will be twerking for Haaland, saying this guy is world class. I think the kid is talented, he's generational, and he's going to be one of the best strikers in the Prem. I can even say that right now. It's just that I have noticed that a lot of people are not happy because he's gone to City, but they're not even more happy because he's a City fan. And when the pictures came out, people were saying Photoshop. Until more pictures came out, they're still saying Photoshop. So, Terry, I think this is just hurt. And when people are hurt, they say silly things. That's why you see most people saying, "Oh, he's not world class." Because I can ask you this, Terry, and if you're being honest, if Haaland stepped into Man United, right now, would you say no, go away, you're just a Lukaku?
No, look, he is this, but this is what happens in the modern day game. There's banter. There's something just got put into a group chat I'm in by a gal, and a gal said, "Lol, Twitter joke turned into news." This is what happens, and it's a news article that's been produced today with the headline: "Man United are signing another Bastian Schweinsteiger." There's a whole big news article, basically comparing the Casemiro deal to that, all based on some, not even a person's real name or face, just like one of those random like uh
Account.
AFC Troy accounts, right? A whole article's been created. What people do is they read a bit of the article or the headline and go, "Oh yeah, it is the same thing." So all it takes is a troll to say Haaland isn't that great, or come up with a funny little joke, or find an obscure passage that you read about football that makes Haaland bad, or they find one bad stat about him, and then that kind of catches fire as an example. And I get the banter side of it, but banter for me, like people banter every element of the game now, and
Yeah,
they're
they
taking
do.
it too far. What it does, it dilutes actual banter from serious football fan conversation. And again, a City fan phoning up now to say, "I think City are going to crash and burn this year." That's fine because you're being a fan, but don't lie. Like Haaland is a top player,
Can I
world
say one
class
thing though,
finisher, and
Terry?
everyone's jealous that City got him. Everyone.
Can I say one thing, Terry? To be honest with you, uh, that's the thing. There's only a few people out there, and every time I watch your channel, there's a difference. You are able to take banter, and you're very press resistant. Fair play to you, because I've seen sometimes people go and attack at you, and I'm like, I would have broken down by there. I'm pretty sure I would have been given out, going on a rant. But this is what it is. There's only a few people in this world who are able to go to Twitter and banter, because I do the same thing. I go to my Twitter. My Twitter is not the same thing when you see me when I'm on YouTube. On YouTube, I want to talk football, so I talk facts. I'll banter people for the sake of it. Nunes, I was number one. I was one of the people bantering Nunes, but deep down inside, I knew Nunes is a baller. But there's people out there, I think you're right. They don't know the difference between banter and being serious, or having a
Oh,
serious take.
there's a guy that comes on the terrace and he keeps saying, "Why is nobody being why are people still bantering Arsenal? I want you to be nice about us. We're improving." But at the same time, all he does all day is tweet about everybody else's clubs being rubbish. I'm like, mate, you're now internalizing this because you go at everybody's clubs. Everybody comes for you about your club, whether you're good or bad. Like you know, it's almost a case of like, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You know, like get the balance right. Patrick, though, listen, my friend, thanks for coming on and having your say. I really do appreciate it, mate.
Yeah, thank you,
And we'll
Terry.
speak again soon. Top man. Thank you.